Hey, hello and welcome to a new inspiration pop-up. Hello, Bridget.
Hello, Julia.
So good to see you again. You told me just that it's raining as hell in Cape Town, and we have a wonderful day today. So that's how it is on both sides of the world, right?
Yep. Now we got lots of rain going on in Cape Town.
Yeah, and we are talking about the subject today. What are the three ways we learn? And how did we come across this subject? Can you just tell us?
Well, the reason I thought this was very relevant. So, being coaches ourselves, we want to build rapport with people, right? That's something we want to do. It's very important for us to build rapport with people. So, I came across Janine Driver, who is a human lie detector, who is a genius. I mean, I just think she's incredible. So definitely Google her, because this is what we're going to talk about today is, and it's NLP, which people who are familiar with NLP will know about. But
Ja, I
this
will
is
just translate a lie detector is ein Lügendetektor, jemand der lügt, or someone who is lying, ne? And she's a very, very professional in that.
exactly. And this that we're talking about today is NLP, which is neuro linguistic programming, which is something that a lot of coaches do use anyway. And I just thought it could be quite interesting to touch on these, just to kind of highlight a greater understanding of how we all communicate with each other and the kind of language we need to use to build that rapport.
Yeah, and it's so good to know different programs or different ideas and how we read people because as I did my coaching program, we learned something about the Enneagram. This is also something about types of human beings, né? And now we learn about how we learn, so different types of communication and interaction as well, né? So it's always good to know if you have a person in front of you. It's an yeah, unique universe that is sitting in front of you, but it's always good to know to have different approaches, right?
Absolutely. So
So
if you are communicating with somebody who understands through auditory, through listening, which is about 30% of the population, there are certain words that you would use with people like that.
so make an example or do an example.
So you would use words like hear, tell, sound. Let me tell you about a time when. This very much sounds like what I'm hearing is. So those are the kind of words that if you're auditory, it's much easier for you to grasp the concept of what it is the person is saying.
Yeah, and if you are a person now who is listening and who is resonating with these words, perhaps you are one of these persons of these 30%, nah? And perhaps you have also like the challenge then when it's noisy, you can't really focus, nah? Or stuff like that. So that you know you are one of these percents, right? Something else?
And also the eyes. So the eyes, so my Angelo is auditory predominantly, and the eyes tend to go towards the ears together, but they tend to go towards the ears. So you're more inclined to someone's auditory to lean in and speak to them in their ear as opposed to going directly and looking into their eyes, which we've been taught and trained to do.
Yeah, and like two-thirds of what they hear, they remember, no? So it's really their channel to remember everything of a conversation or yeah, do that. So that's the thing, and it's good to know that they react on those words as well. So if you want to
Exactly.
bring something to these people, use these words, right?
Exactly. So the visual people are between 60 and 65% of people. So majority of us are visual. And the way that you can assess through the eyes is the person often will look up when they are a visual learner.
Yeah, and they learn it through pictures and body language and everything, and that's all that you can touch as well. So that, yeah, okay, but this would be a mixture of visual type and kinesthetic type, right? Like if I am a juggler, so I learn through juggling as well. So I would be a mixture, I guess.
Exactly. And with a visual person, it's words like see, look, clear. Those are the kind of words you would use when you were talking about something in addition to what it is that they were visually looking at. So those are people who like to learn through seeing things.
And they look up, you said, no? So in comparison to the others who look to the to the ears, so they look up when they think or learn, right?
And body language, which is where Janine Driver is an expert, body language is vital for people who are visual because they will pick up on body language.
Yeah. Yeah, so we will put this under our video today, Janine Driver, so that you can have a look, because she's very well known as and she was working at the FBI and what you said. And so this is really interesting to have a look at. And the third type is?
The last one is the kinesthetic. And these are between 5 and 10%. And they have the tendency to look down.
Right.
So that's kind of a gauging. And it sounds so easy. And I was watching a whole lot of videos that Janine showed. I mean, she's trained, she's a genius, she's brilliant. I was looking at these people, and unless it was really obvious, I was like, I don't know what they are. But it just is some kind of a gauging.
Yeah. And as well, as it's not many percent of the people, no? It's just 5 to 10%, as you just mentioned. But still, I would say no one is like really one type. No, we are all like a mixture somehow, but we are not clearly one type, I would say.
No, I think most of us, and I could be wrong here, but I do believe most of us are dominant in one.
Dominant, yeah.
If we know what that is for ourselves and for our clients, if we're doing a proposal, we're trying to build a rapport with somebody, we know the wording to use. Wow. I mean, you know, Maya Angelou is predominantly auditory and she's got some visual say, but the dominance is the auditory. So if you can figure out where the person is dominant, that really is beneficial for the relationship. So for the kinesthetic, it's words like feel, touch, grasp. So those would be the words you would use if you were trying to communicate something to someone who is kinesthetic.
And also to get involved with their emotions. No? As a coach, you always get into the inside life of a person. And if you know the door to enter, it's even much easier to directly go deep. And that's the thing why we are sharing this with you as well.
And get them to do practical things. So maybe they could do a meditation before you start. So they like to do. So if there's doing in what it is you're doing, they would get the best benefit from something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what makes coaching so much fun and so rewarding. No? So if you can connect to people, and that's what we want, and that's what we want with you who are listening all the time. And we are happy that you're following us for such a long time already. And we are happy to help if you have any issues or you have any challenges in your life. So contact me or Bridget, and we will see this time of the year. We will meet all together, I guess.
And we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Have a wonderful, inspiring week.
Bye.
Bye.